So today we're playing the Pyromancer, and we are using the Blood Harvester, a unique item that turbo stacks Vampirism like crazy, allowing our Bloodthorn to deal massive damage just like this. And we'll see. So far, look at this stacking and massive damage. We got that crit damage. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go and jump to some ranked games with the Pyromancer and see just like we can do today. We got ourselves a big old banana and a leather bag. A pretty empty. This is like the worst start I've ever had with the sack surprises. We got a leather bag and a banana and nothing else. Let's start off with the banana and the broom and our garlic. Let's go ahead and buy a flame and let's buy healing herbs. Now honestly, not a bad shop. Our DPS is going to be quite low though. In 10 seconds we're going to deal 18 damage, so the fight is going to have to last for quite some time. But we do have a ton of healing with double banana along with our healing herbs. So it should be pretty decent. Now our opponent, it does have some crazy damage. They're going to be dealing 42 damage in 10 seconds compared to our 18 damage. However, we do have a ton of healing and we should have some damage mitigation. And so far, smashing. We're also inflicting blind, which does help keep us alive. And in 18 seconds, we did manage to deal 41 damage. Our opponent dealt 70 damage, basically doubling our DPS. And in 10 seconds, 23 DPS. But that's because our opponent did miss an attack. And once our opponent missed his attack, we gain 2 damage. Our opponent managed to deal that 42 damage. Because as you see, 2.1 DPS, 2.1 DPS multiplied by 10. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, for this round, I'm actually going to be selling our broom. Which is madness. Because it was pretty darn good. I do want to grab the wooden sword, I do want to craft it up into torch. And we're going to grab the frying pan as well. And we're going to have it set up to be more like this. And now our DPS should be a hell of a lot more. This should spike up to at least 3 to 4, or well, 4.3 DPS. Well, 3.5 actually. And 1.5. So we should be able to deal quite a bit of damage in 10 seconds. We'll also keep ourselves alive with the banana, the garlic, the healing herbs. However, our opponent is inflicting that blind on us. They are scaling up the damage with that relic case. And unfortunately, it's going to deal crazy damage. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. We just couldn't break through the armor and their life, unfortunately. With that, we can craft up a burning torch if we do want to. I also do want to grab the stamina sack. I do also want to roll. Now we could also go for another banana, which actually I'm going to grab. We're going banana for bananas and we're going to move on. That should be a decent amount of healing. And we shouldn't have to worry about stamina, especially if we're going to begin some shields. That's for sure. Now that DPS shot up to 4.1, along with a 3.4 DPS with that torch. So we should be able to deal quite a lot more damage. Especially going to begin an opponent that's just rocking that broom. However, they do have that spikes, which is going to be DPS as well. And holy moly, that's a bloody harvester. Now I'm actually going to reserve it for now. Which does mean I do actually want to grab a chili pepper. I'll slot it in for 1 banana. We'll add in a flame. I also want to grab this healing herb. So I'm actually going to sell 1 flame, even though we just bought it. And we're going to rock with this for now. And we're going to be trying Bloody Harvester with some Vampirism. The only problem I find with Bloody Harvester is you do need to find and have set up a lot of Vampirism. Otherwise, it just is completely flat, in my opinion. It's very niche. However, can we beat down this Berserker? It's not looking too great for us. They do have a ton of healing. And holy moly, was that way too close for comforts. But for now, let's grab this leather bag. That way we can add in our extra banana. Let's go and take another flame. Let's roll. I think we're actually going to sell another flame to actually grab a customer card. And we actually do want to be adding in our flames into our fire pit as much as we can. So I'll be back in a second. We'll sort our inventory out. And with that, we managed to have our setup to be more like this. That way we're making more use of our fire pit. And that should be awesome. We have all our food items around the frying pan and we're going to move on like this for now. And we'll see. Now our opponent is rocking bag stones with artifact stone debt, which means they're going to be inflicting that fatigue damage. So the longer the fight goes on, the worse it is going to be for us. They're also going to be stacking up spikes, which means we're going to be dealing more damage to ourselves the longer the fight goes on. And you can see that fatigue damage on our character, those purple numbers, and that fatigue set in. Are we going to get turbo deleted? Just at the very end. That fatigue is a no joke. Okay, I think we're actually going to sell our frame and we're actually going to grab the bloody harvester as right now. I would also love to grab this undead filament, but I'm going to roll in hopes of actually finding a hunger blade. Now we could also go bloodthorn instead. However, we do need to find a hunger blade, so I'm going to continue to roll as right now. We can take this pair of gloves, but we need to continue moving. We could actually take this undead filament, which I'm going to sell 1 banana and 2 bananas to actually grab. What's going to be the Amulet of Whales, which actually is fantastic, not going to lie. That is actually going to be pretty decent because that is going to turbo stacker spikes. And unfortunately, we're going to have to move on. But this bloody harvester is going to deal quite a bit of damage. But it's still going to be quite slow. And we do need to get that vampirism. Otherwise, it's not going to be dealing insane amount of damage. So we could fall short here, especially with the ton of armor that our opponent does have. We have stacked up quite a bit of spikes. Our weapons are dealing that damage. We do have a good bit of healing. And it's looking quite close and smashing. Managing to pull ahead. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that's going to be a must item. Let's roll. We could take Draconic Orb. Draconic Orbs are pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't think we can actually take it. Now, we'll actually take the pineapple. That way, we can actually start scaling up a little bit of spikes along for our Amulet of Wilds. We're going to have to move on with this setup. Now, we could take that armor craft with vampiric armor. But I'm not going to take it. I do want to prioritize getting that hunger blade as much as possible. Now, the problem is, taking Bloody Harvester, it does mean we are specifically looking for one item. Which is going to make us use up a lot of gold just rolling to try and find it. However, it's going to be quite close. Can we finish off this Pyromancer and smash it? They had Tim. They were taking our buffs. Which could have been troublesome. They're going to be stealing our Vampirism. Now, Friendly Fire is on sale. But if we're going to go for Vampirism stacking, we do want to go Burning Banner because you do get regen. And the Hunger Blade is going to use up that regen. So let's go ahead and grab it for now. Let's grab our pineapple. Let's roll. Let's roll again. And we got that Hunger Blade smashing. Instant taken. That's for sure. We do want to sell our customer card. I do want to sell a garlic. And I do want to sell 2 flames. Because I do actually want to grab this potion belt for now. Because that way we can actually add in our food items as well. And now all of a sudden we should be in a way better position. And we should be able to turbo stack our Vampirism, which will increase your DPS on our Hunger Blade quite significantly. And it will also increase the speed of our Bloody Harvester by an absurd amount. And as you see, we already have a crazy amount of Vampirism. Which does mean every hit we're going to be hitting is giving us that health back. And smashing. Super awesome. Now, honestly, we are definitely going to be grabbing these gloves. Because these gloves are going to give us a lot of Vampirism. And we could also go for Vampiric Goobers. But I'm going to prioritize the gloves. And we're actually going to take another set of gloves. We're going to sell 1 more flame to roll once again. And there's Bloodthorn. That is going to be smashing. Along with Draconic Orb and that leather bag. I'm going to take out 1 flame in favor of actually grabbing these healing herbs. And we're going to move on. And we probably should have actually had our gloves targeted something else as well. But it should be pretty decent all the same. We should be able to turbo stack our Vampirism like crazy. And once we get Bloodthorn in, Bloodthorn is going to be dealing quite a bit of damage. That's for sure. However, opponent is dealing a lot of damage back to us with that Steel Goobert. That big ball of treats. That Steel Goobert is stacking up that damage. But smashing. Now, we're definitely going to grab this leather bag. Because we are 100% going to be grabbing Turn Whip. And we're going to be adding in our blood. We're going to be adding in our Hunger Blade in this position. And with that, we're going to rock with this setup for now. We have Vampiric Gloves targeting Burning Banner along with a Bloody Harvester. That should be fantastic. And we'll see how this goes. Now, once we get Bloodthorn going, we should be dealing an absurd amount of DPS. Because we're going to be turbo stacking our spikes with our Amulet of Whales, along with our pineapple, and we're going to be turbo stacking our Vampirism. However, Chain Up is going to be removing a lot of our buffs, which is going to be problematic. They also have a ton of healing, but smashing Bloody Harvester is crazy strong. Bloody Harvester is crazy strong, but it is very niche. Now we could be taking more Hunger Blades, but it's actually not going to be worth it. Because we're going to all in on the bloody on the blood turn. We're going to add in a second pair of gloves, and we do want to craft this up into even more vampire gloves. But we are going to need our stamina, because if we're going to increase the speed of our blood turn and a bloody harvester, we're definitely going to need that stamina. Now we're going to add this in. This should be much better. We're going to be taking our chili pepper, slotting in our flames wherever we can. Make sure to slot in our healing herbs. Now we do have 7 golds, which means we probably should take the pineapple, but I'm actually going to take the potion build for now. And with that, we're going to move on. Actually, before we move on, make sure our chili pepper is in beside food then. And we'll see now. We should be in a fantastic position. Now the stamina usage on our blood turn is going to be quite high, along with our bloody harvester. But we'll see. So far, look at the damage. Crazy insane. In 10 seconds at this point, dealing 31 damage. Which is awesome at this point of the game. It could be way better. But we're going to work on that. More pineapples. Yes, please. That's going to be fantastic. And we could actually take out our heat generation. We could have actually added in our flames, but I do want to try get to that 15 heats. So our Draconic Orb can actually proc. Which does mean we are going to need a good bit more heat since we're only stacked up at 7. However, we do counter blood turn because we're going to be taking their spikes. So we should be able to smash them. Any blood turn we do come across, Draconic Orb is going to be removing their spikes. And it's awesome. We managed to survive with 4 lives left. And I do believe we can actually make it a lot better. Especially since we have Bloody Harvester. Definitely the higher one. Dealing 42 DPS in 12 seconds. We can definitely make this stronger. Let's go ahead and see, can we get the full 15 or are we going to fall short? Now at this point, I actually do want to grab a second amulet because we can get the amulet of life, we can get the amulet of wilds, and we can get the amulet of energy. All fantastic amulets. As long as they're the amulet of alchemy. And we did get the amulet of steel, which is exactly not going to be that great for us. I do want to roll. Should we take another potion bolts? Actually, yeah. Let's roll again. I'm actually going to sell the amulet of steel. It's not going to be that great for us. I do want to continue to roll. We could take the flutes for a little bit of stamina. But I'm going to prioritize trying to get more vampiric items. Because if we do get another vampiric gloves, that is going to be crazy amount of vampirism. Because this, after 4 seconds, gives 5. And with the Bloody Harvester, it now gives 10 after 5 seconds. Which is absurd. Because we can turbo stack our vampirism insanely fast. And we'll see. Even smashing double blood turn. This is actually looking kind of crazy. Double blood turn, Nocturnal Locklifter with a Prismatic Orb. Awesome even. Okay, smashing, we're definitely going to be grabbing it. For sure. First, let's take the storage. I'm going to slot in this position for now. Which doesn't mean I'm going to have our pineapple in this position for now. I do actually want to grab another chili. That way we have a higher chance to get that 15 heat thresholds. And we're going to move on once again. Now we should be in an insane position right now. Because with 3 pineapples, we should be able to stack up quite a bit of spikes, along with our vampirism. And we'll see. And holy moly, did they turbo delete us with that crit wood staff. And their hedgehogs. Yeah. In 10 seconds, they managed to deal 434 damage. They managed to deal so much crit damage with their hedgehogs, with their magic torch. Genuinely insane. Super unfortunate. It is what it is. Now that should be fantastic. I'm actually going to grab another pair of gloves. I do want to roll. And that is another Draconic Orb, which I actually do want to grab as well. But for now, I'm going to add in our fanny pack in this position that we get a little bit of stamina. We're going to add in our Draconic Orb. Let's continue to roll. We can take an eye lamp if we do want to stack up a little bit of accuracy. Or we could take another pineapple. Holy pineapples. That's going to be absurd. We're going to reserve it and we're going to move on. Now we do need to see our stamina usage because this is going to be quite a lot. It's actually 1.4, which is not too bad. And we'll see. So far, look at this stacking and massive damage. We got that crit damage. Look at that damage within 10 seconds. It's getting there. Definitely can be better. But for now, let's take another pineapple. Let's go and take this bloody amulet. But for now, let's grab this leather bag. Let's roll once more. And we can grab a hard container for even more scaling regen if you do want to. Otherwise, we can grab this pineapple. And just start stacking up even more spikes. I think we're going to prioritize the pineapple for now and we're going to move on. Even though Hard Container would be awesome too, but I do want to get that extra Bloody Amulet. Because then we can even go faster on our Vampirism. Our opponent does have a crazy build with the King Gooberts, keeping them alive for so long. And unfortunately, they just had a ton of healing. And unfortunately, with their invulnerability and their healing, we literally got countered by them. We just couldn't out-damage their healing. We just couldn't deal with their builds because they did get that invulnerability, and if they have invulnerability, we're not getting that lifesteal. So it does counter us quite a bit. So unfortunately, fallen quite short. Now we do have 2 more rounds to go, but we're definitely going to be crafting vampire gloves. We're going to be grabbing this bit of storage too. And we're going to slot this in for now. So we can add in extra flames. And we're going to move on once again. 7 or 2 golds. And we'll see for now. We should be able to eventually get that 15 heat, dealing that big crit damage. However, our opponent is going to be stealing some of our buffs, but that's big damage. Our stamina is going to be a bit of an issue. I do want to grab a Wolf Trigger at some point. But we'll see. Yeah, we definitely need some stamina, and it's going to fall short because of our stamina. And also, our opponent just started to steal all our buffs too from our squirrels, which is super unfortunate. Now, Bloodthorn is dealing quite a bit of damage, but with the stamina usage, that is going to be a problem. Because as you see right now, it's 2.4 stamina usage. So we might actually want to get rid of the pineapple. We add in a strong heroic potion for now. Let's go ahead and roll. We could take a stamina sec. Let's roll once again. Let's keep it going, and that's another Bloody Amulet, and also another heroic potion if you do want it. Which actually, let's sell a flame. Let's grab it. It is the final rounds. It's going to be worth grabbing 2 of these potions. But yeah, the build kind of fell short towards the end, but we didn't find a Wolf Trigger, which would have been pretty fantastic for our stamina. Now, we could have also took flutes. That would have also been pretty good for our stamina. But yeah, this build was a ton of fun. Basically, we're going mostly offense. Second as much vampirism and spikes as possible. Now, with the vampirism, we do get a ton of healing. However, we do get countered quite a bit by blind, cold, and invulnerability. So taking one eye lamp actually would have been fantastic. Now, it doesn't counter blind completely, but it does help quite a bit. And also taking that flute, that would solve our stamina and also stack up a bit of luck. That way we get a little bit of accuracy. But for now, are we going to be able to win? Can we survive? Now, we did move our Bloody Harvester, that way we turbo stack our gloves even faster. Now we are running cold, which is going to be problematic because, again, it's going to be slowing us down. But we do deal that massive damage and barely surviving. Cold is a big problem because it does slow down our attack speed so much. And actually kind of worked out for us because our stamina was going to be a little bit too much anyway. But yeah, cold being a massive problem. And honestly, going up against Artifact Stone Cold with the Frostbite and a bunch of Ice Dragons, they stacked up so much ice on us. They had 100% crit chance on their Ice Dragon. And that Frostbite was dealing crazy damage. And we still managed to outpace him, which is awesome. Now, before we do move on, I do want to have a quick little DPS check. Now, the fight only lasted 10 seconds. But in that 10 seconds, we managed to deal 600 damage at 63 DPS. Now, it definitely could have been increased, especially since there was so much cold on us. Now, if we actually had our attack speed, we actually would have been dealing quite a bit more damage. But also see, our opponent also hit the nuts. Their build was dealing quite a bit of damage too. Definitely could have been dealing more damage too, but still. Their Ice Dragon, Frostbite, and Ice Dragon dealing quite a bit of damage, and especially hitting the nuts with their Artifact Stone Cold. Now I'll also check. Now our main source of defense was healing, and in 10 seconds we managed to heal for 290 health, which is pretty darn good. It could be better all the same. Definitely outpacing our opponent's healing. Now let's check our block. One little tiny protective burst compared to our opponent's block, which they're going to get a ton from their CRYOMANCER setup. But yeah, the Bloody Harvester is a ton of fun. Definitely niche, and you do have to find a specific item to get online. But still, our setup was kind of awesome. Now the problem with running Bloody Harvester with Draconic Orbs is it doesn't deal quite a lot of damage. And it does eat up one of our crits, dealing a massive 8 damage. Compared to our Bloodthorns, 112 damage. It does eat up a good bit of our crits. But anyways, we did survive with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we got. 2 tries, plus 11, ranks up quite a bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope you keep looking for the next one. See you next time.